Mindful Diagnosis. Let's welcome them to the stage.
Hi everyone, we are Mindful Diagnosis. My name is Mohini Parvate and I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
My name is Raj Shah, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer.
My name is Mira Rajiv, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer.
Mindful Diagnosis is a startup aiming to transform medical bias education one mind at a time. Implicit bias is an inherent bias towards a group of people that affects someone's actions and judgments. Recently, I did an internet search about implicit bias in the news and found that more than 50% of the articles were either about implicit bias training or implicit bias in the healthcare field. For me, that's pretty surprising. According to previous research, 70% of physicians showed some sort of implicit bias towards Black and Hispanic people. Additionally, less than 40% of US medical schools include information about health disparities in their curriculum. And lastly, out of all the implicit bias training programs designed for medical professionals, none of them were considered to be effective or frequent. So, how do we solve this problem? We present Mindful Diagnosis, a provider education platform that will provide personalized and targeted training to reduce implicit bias and improve medical diversity education. When entering a platform, users will be prompted to give an implicit association test, or IAT. Our software will then be able to use these scores from their IAT test and provide them with modules that is targeted towards their weaknesses. We will provide scientific modules, including topics such as race, gender, and age, all including real-life examples. We will also provide information on how to better interact with patients from a wide range of backgrounds. Overall, we believe that this model will be engaging and effective in providing information users may not be previously familiar with.
So the problem with bias goes beyond simple statistics. We actually talked to over 200 people about their healthcare experiences. We heard many different stories about how they were mistreated by their medical staff because of their perceived race or gender. Because of this everlasting possibility of provider bias in the healthcare field, people from all different backgrounds want improvement. In fact, from the hundreds of people we surveyed, 97% of them said that they want improved implicit bias mitigation training programs completed by healthcare providers and hospitals from what is currently offered. We also received 9 letters of support from doctors, nurses, and medical students supporting our fundamental cause.
After talking to many people within the healthcare field, we were able to determine our target market. Our target market consists of 2 different groups: healthcare organizations, which will most likely be our buyers, and healthcare providers, such as doctors, nurses, and medical students, which will most likely be our users. Healthcare organizations and healthcare providers have different wants and needs when choosing a training program. They both want to improve patient health. However, healthcare organizations are more motivated to reduce administrative costs. They want to attract qualified physicians to come work for them, ultimately leading to a higher patient preference. On the other hand, healthcare providers are more looking to be able to respect the background of each of their patients. They want to become aware about their biases, and most importantly, they want their training to be convenient and effective, both of which our platform accomplishes. Many healthcare organizations already require their staff to complete mandatory implicit bias training and interpersonal training. Our model will combine the two in a way that is engaging, unique, and effective. Our competitive landscape includes many companies that offer online education. We do not have any direct competitors. However, there are some companies that offer some similar features. Our closest competitor is Osmosis, an online education company that provides training for healthcare professionals. Unlike Osmosis, we will provide personalized training that is specific to implicit bias.
So our business model consists of 3 different parts. Our first part is, how do we actually make this money? So we plan to have monthly subscriptions where physicians, medical students, and medical schools can buy and use our software and module system however they like. The second part is, how do we get these customers? So we plan to connect with medical schools and students, and we also plan to network with physicians, which we are already doing, and to further develop our product and get our product out there. Last step, and the most important, is how do we retain these customers? So we first plan to have frequent progress checks where these users can see their current IAT score and their previous IAT score and see how much they've improved and what they can improve on. We are also going to be ACCME accredited, so physicians every year have to get continued medical education credits to continue practicing medicine. And with our software, they would be able to do that and get those credits with our software. So now that we've talked about what we have done at Mindful Diagnosis, let's take a look at our bright future ahead. So we are currently developing a IIT prototype with the help of Project Implicit, a research study group on implicit bias at Harvard University. Using this prototype, we will have medical student focus groups where we will go to medical schools and ask for feedback on our prototype and see how we can implement this prototype and education platform into their classrooms in a fun and interactive manner. Then we are going to design and develop iterations for our education platform. After we combine all of these elements together, our prototype and our education platform, we'll have more focus groups, we'll have more beta testing, and we'll get feedback from different groups of people. Lastly, we are going to be ACCME accredited to provide as an incentive for physicians. And we will be launching March 2025.
We would not have been able to make all this progress and move forward towards our goals without an amazing team behind us. Our team focuses on various aspects of the business, such as outreach, financials, social media, and programming. Our team also ranges from a wide range of backgrounds, from comm-sci to public health to business to actual medical students.
We also would like to thank Project Implicit, Office of Diversity and Inclusion, Ohio State University College of Medicine, and College of Nursing for helping us further develop our product.
We sincerely hope you support our mission to provide personalized diversity education and implicit bias training for medical professionals. Our product currently meets the improving health and reducing inequalities goals set by the United Nations, as our aim is to promote cultural humility and reduce healthcare disparities. Our overall hope is that every patient receives equitable and culturally responsive care. We thank you for your time, and we're open to any questions.
Awesome job, guys. Every time I wrote a question down, you answered it on the next slide, so it's fantastic. Maybe just help me understand, you touched on this a few times, with the roles that universities play, the medical schools play, and how you view your partnerships with them going forward.
Yeah, of course. So I can go ahead and take this question. And essentially, when we say healthcare organizations, we're talking about public and private hospitals as well as medical schools. So medical schools itself, almost any medical school, you can go onto their website. Every one of them has a diversity and inclusion statement. Every medical school is trying to ensure that all of the medical providers that they are teaching or future medical providers are being actively taught about diversity and inclusion standards. And that's where we envision our product fitting within it. Our product is very innovative in the sense that we're not just asking to teach people about their implicit biases, we're actively asking them to identify their own implicit biases and improve their own weaknesses. So that's how we envision fitting within the medical school curriculum, within their diversity and inclusion aspects of it. Furthermore, in terms of private and public hospitals, as we said, CME accreditations are already required for majority of hospitals and medical practices already. Furthermore, there is a legislative movement across the country in the past 10 years that has been focused on requiring implicit bias education platforms. In fact, I do believe countries on the West Coast, such as Oregon and California, already require physicians to complete implicit bias education. And I do think it's one of the legislations that has been suggested in Ohio and Michigan as well. So we envision our product fitting within those already required or will be soon required standards for practicing physicians at hospitals.
All right, great job, guys. This is something near and dear to my heart. At a healthcare startup, saw patients of underrepresented communities get different treatments or nurses that were not able to diagnose because they didn't realize a person of certain ethnicity, lips were different colors, and didn't recognize that they were having trouble breathing. And so this is a really important problem statement to solve. One of the things that you guys mentioned was personalized implicit bias for each person. How do you envision that for the myriad of fields within medicine and case studies? Is that going to require building a large repository of training? How do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that's a great question and one that we have considered. In terms of how we envision our program working, we do envision, in terms of like the interpersonal training and all that, more to be standardized, because a physician-patient relationship looks relatively similar in terms of the interactions that will be had across various types of medical specialties. But in terms of the medical or scientific modules, that's where we envision there would be a lot of variety. For example, like you said, lips being a different color, or dermatologists would have dermatology-specific modules that would look at, here's how certain diseases appear on Caucasian skin, but let's look at African-American skin, or let's look at Indian skin. So we would envision during the onboarding process for our platform to also include what type of specialties the physician is currently in. And then based on their specialty choice, we would envision the medical modules would be more catered towards what they practice during their day-to-day clinical studies. All right, thank you.